and we want to thank you for joining the Four Tales podcast.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.
We're about to talk some comics and get a little bit controversial. Everything from indie books to movie deal level commercial. With no rehearsals when we converse to coerce you. And then we do the quick takes and try to get to the person. So join us and get your comic book a few more sales once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales. Once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions respectfully brings to you the 189th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I am your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Again, for the second week in a row, we're going to start the show with no co-host, no Danny J. Quick. Unfortunately, he's running late, which does not surprise me. He says he'll be here, but we'll see. We will actually see. But we are live via Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and I think TikTok. So if you're listening and watching us live, thank you for your support. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews, interactions will help us reach a bigger audience. I don't know what the hell we are doing on a Wednesday. If you guys don't know, Fridays are normally our day. Danny and I have always picked a Friday do our show on because it works great for both of us, our schedule wise. As we both had mentioned many times on this platform and on other platforms, this June, Dan and I will be at 5-Star Comic Con. And I went back and looked at the amount of episodes we've done, and I realized that where we were at, 5-Star Comic Con would be our 199th episode if we did like an episode from the show, which that's what we plan to do. But I said, well, why don't we just try to do an extra episode at one point in between and get it 200 episodes? That way 5-Star Comic Con becomes something big. It becomes a milestone. And Danny said, let's do it. So we picked today out of all days, and Danny decided to be late. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the man. I don't know. I don't even know what to talk about because I did my update on Friday with our previous guests. So I don't have nothing new outside of I bought my ticket to fly to Dayton, Ohio. I've done more inking. So yeah, that's all for me. So this is what I'm going to do since Danny's not here. I got nothing to talk about. I'm going to bring our guest on. This is not his first time on our show. He's actually been on the show quite a few times, talking about his book and other books I think he's been a part of. But he's an amazing writer, creator, inker. He has written not just comic books, but also novels, which we might have some time to get into that. But we're going to talk about his comic book. And he's overall just a really good guy to talk to. And that guy is Shaun Barbour.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey,
guy, one single you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're seeing more than me, we have an issue.
EJ Slow.
Or you've maybe consumed some edibles while you're backstage and they're kicking in. I don't know.
That's it.
All right, Shaun. So for anybody that's not familiar with you and maybe hasn't seen our show before, can you give us a brief rundown of who you are, what you do, and what we're talking about today?
Sure. My name is Shaun Barbour. I am Instinct Comics. Started out as a comic book inker, moved on to create my own books, write my own books, and of course, ink for many projects. I've got of my own creation is Belial, and then we bring to life I Drive for Cerber, which is the rideshare service that's like Uber, but for the paranormal.
Okay. All right. So I Drive for Cerber. We're talking about issue 3, right? You already have issues 1 and 2, issue 3. You said it's the rideshare service for the paranormal, but what does that mean? Like, what is the actual story?
So it follows Jim Atwell, the main character. He used to be a construction driver, and he did not qualify to be a driver for Uber. He failed their prerequisites. So he was looking for any job that was kind of like a P2P type of rideshare service. And he ends up seeing this one called Cerber. And he applies, and the moment he hits send, he gets a call back, and 1, 2, 3, he's got the job. And in just like in issue 1, he finds out on the job that he is transporting these paranormal creatures. So like your urban legends, your creepypasta type stuff, your cryptids like the Jersey Devil, different things like that, different spooky things that go bump in the night that people may not believe exist, but they still need help. And so that's where the book number 1 starts. But I know the first 2 issues dove into his backstory with the death of his sister, tracking down her killer. And then book 3, where we're at right now, we're expanding a little bit on that, and we're hitting a new story arc. So that's really exciting.
All right, so let's pull the curtain back a little bit. Shaun is the writer and the inker on that. For anybody that doesn't know, though, I'm the artist on this. And Shaun just mentioned something that I don't think I've heard before. Jim has a last name, and it's Atwell?
Jim Atwell, Atwell, Atwell.
Why did I not see that in any script before?
I think it's because it's more like in the prose version, and through trying to like write it for the comic books, like what are people going to really hang on to? And so I think when word balloons in comics and stuff, you have to keep track of how many words. And I know even though we hit every boundary with dialogue in that book, it was one of the things that kind of got cut.
Okay. All right.
That exists.
Jim Atwell. I'm gonna have to remember that now. All right. So I do want to also pull back a little bit more. You're not the actual creator of I Drive for Cerber, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Originally, what happened was my son, my oldest son, he really likes creepypastas, and he got me involved in trying to like listen to them, like those in SCPs, if your people are familiar with that. Excuse me. And one of the stories that I came across was I Drive for Cerber on Reddit. It's part of like the No Sleep podcast type of channel they've got on Reddit. And I really enjoyed the elements that existed in that story and thought it was really communicable to adapting to a comic book format. And so I reached out to its original writer, Mo Fuchsius, and found it wasn't hard. Reached out, got the real name, Michelle. At this point, it's been revealed, so it's not like as much of a secret. It was a pen name, but also found out that Mo Fuchsius lives near us, actually, which was a weird and serendipitous moment because through the creation of issue number 1, we all actually got to meet in person, hang out. It was nice. We were all actually able to be on point for actually signing each one of us the book, which was pretty rad.
That was pretty rad.
Yeah.
So what was it about this story? Was there one particular thing that when you were reading Mo Fuchsius's version, you're like, God, this really would make a great comic book? Like, what was it?
I love the fact that it's kind of like it's episodic. It's got heart. I do enjoy an underdog. If you're for those familiar with Belial, I kind of resonate with the underdog because of events that have happened in my life where I've had to make decisions and try to, scrape myself up from the bottom to be where I am. And that Jim's character resonated with me. And then the other entities that are around him and the elements there, I thought really added character, obviously, to the story. But each one was unique. They had their own voice. There was factual elements behind it, which I really appreciate. So it introduced elements to each one of the characters that kind of exists more or less in the real life. Like, so for people that don't know what a Kelpie is, you'll find out that it's like a half horse, half water monster. And then we've got Ray, which is our version of a tall man.
Wait, we can't say the more known name.
I mean, it's more or less Slender Man.
Oh, okay.
It's it's more or less insinuated, but I know that there's licensing issues. So but Slenderman was derived from the cryptid, the Tall Man. So it's
Yeah,
safe
and
to say.
wasn't Slenderman created originally by fan fiction, like just online fan
That's the thing
stories?
about the creepypasta community is that most of those stories that originated there were not for profit. They were totally for people's enjoyment. And so people would just put it out there, and the community would consume it and more or less predict its resonance among the community and its success. And I know that Cerber, one of the things that really I thought was cool, it actually inspired its own spin-off series that somebody else did called I Ride for Cerber. And that takes off on its own little worst verse type of situation, which is since deviated and separated from the Cerber universe, but those elements are still there, that still exists, it's still a thing, and there is fan fiction that exists for Cerber. And we've moved up above that from fan fiction to actual storytellers within that arena, which is fun.
That
It's
is
an
fun,
honor,
actually.
really.
Yeah, and it's cool when you get to see the people that were behind those groups, those actual fans, see your book and be like, "Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted." So that's actually pretty cool too.
Oh, we've had people that wanted, that got Cerber driver T-shirts. They wanted the Cerber driver cards, which were really fun for me to kind of create. So now, if you want to be a member of Cerber, you can have the Cerber driver card, which was really fun. Little disclaimer and everything on the back, but all of those, and have had a few people reach out for those type of things, just to become members more or less of that community of people that enjoy Cerber.
Now, issues 1 and 2, they're already made. Issue 3 is in the process of being completed. Am I right?
Yeah, Danny actually finished the letters.
Wait,
I just have
who?
to, Danny, that guy, he
Oh.
who is supposed to be present.
Danny J.
That's
Quick.
doing the letters. Danny J. Quick of Fourth Wall Productions.
Danny Jeremiah Quick. Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, he's doing the lettering. I just have to go through and make some quick notes and send it back to him, and then it'll be finalized. And then it's all about just finishing the layout and getting it done, and then of course funding the book to get it in people's hands.
Okay, that's where I was leading to. Funding. We're going through Kickstarter for this?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I'm familiar with it. I mean, I've backed close to 200 different projects there, so I know the system kind of with that. Good track record. I know for I Drive for Cerber #2, we did get the Projects We Love stamp of approval from Kickstarter.
Hey, Kickstarter. I've ran like 10 Kickstarters so far. I've never gotten a Project We Love. Why is everybody else getting these? Why am I not getting any love? I'm just asking. Not saying that Cerber didn't deserve it, but why is everybody getting it but me? I feel like this is a targeted situation. I don't know why.
I don't know. I know some people have reached directly out to the people at Kickstarter and said, "Hey, I know a couple of people. Could you maybe check it out? They recommended I reach out to you. Can you just see if it's something that's in your arena?" Might be an avenue to take. I haven't done that, but it might be an avenue to take. I've heard that it works for some people.
All right. Well, anyways, getting back to what's going on. It's going on to Kickstarter. What kind of rewards can we expect with this campaign?
Now, so far, I've opted out of the variant option just to keep things simple this time around. I do have the one now. If people start asking me for it during the campaign, I do know that you've penciled some like 2 more covers that are potential variants that are in the wings there. But I know that we've got the digital, we've got the physical version, of course. There's a catch-up tier for people that want to get into Cerber but don't know necessarily where to start. People can start with issue #3 because it is semi-episodic. The first arc is contained in issues 1 and 2, and then we've got 3. So, but we do have the early bird package, which is going to include the print comic, an air freshener, the driver card, and a hollow foil mini print. Um, I did put together. Let's see, we got what the original artwork in there, and then we've got the drawn in tier, which is the first time for me doing with any book that I've created. This would be the first time introducing a drawn in tier.
Okay. Is there, out of the awards that you mentioned, is there anything that you're excited about specifically?
I'm really excited to see who shows up for that drawn in tier. I think that's a lot of fun. But really, I'm the most excited just to get the books out there,
Yeah.
and to the more people that get it, the more opportunity there is to keep this car rolling, so to speak. And I know that I've got issue number 4 already scripted, and I want to just kind of keep my pedal, keep it on cruise control. I'd like to start turning some of these books, get back in the saddle a bit, because I did have to step away for a span of time to take care of some life events that were going on, and for the better over time. But I am nervous this time around. I'm always nervous, but stepping back in, it feels fresh. I feel new again in the arena that we exist with crowdfunding and stuff. But after taking a look, I think we've got a really good shot.
No, I think so too. I'm excited for it because Cerber is an interesting series just in itself. It's not like anything else really out there as far as story wise. Like, you're not going to see, this isn't a superhero story, and this isn't really, not necessarily a redemption story in any way, but it's like a mixture of things. It's like, if you're into Buffy or if you're into Supernatural, you're definitely going to love this story.
Yeah.
But if you're just into just, even though it's a horror, there's still a lot of comedy in it too at times. So there's just so many elements about that book that I enjoyed as a creator and reading it myself, because I have backed both campaigns.
Yeah, see, I think the best way maybe to explain it would be like saying that it's a well-grounded supernatural horror comedy. Because I mean,
I like that.
It pulls on all the heartstrings, because when you catch all the elements, each character is vibrant and distinctive in and of themselves. Each character has their own backstory, and you get to learn that as you go as well. And so it's not just throwing things in your face, even though there are those moments that are the shock reveals, the page turners. There is also the roots of something deeper inside every story that gets people invested in saying, okay, well, where are we going? How does this world get bigger? What are we going to see next time? It's the same thing that drew people in with like Scooby-Doo. You get your creature of the week, plus you get your overarching stories that kind of bands it all together.
Okay. Now, I did put in the comments the link for the Kickstarter page. I just wanted to share that real quick, because you do have, what do they call this? The preview page? Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah, the preview
Okay.
page. Yeah.
All right. So we have that up here. Now, one other thing I noticed also with issue 3 is that we got a new logo, which I love this new logo, but why the change on the logo?
I honestly, the thing that led me to do this logo is that, one, I wanted something that was more had easier readability right off the shelf.
Okay.
And because on the actual cover, we do have that old license plate logo, and I didn't want to put it twice on the cover. And I wanted it to where when the books are stacked on the tiers of the shelf at like a convention or something like that, people are going to see Cerber versus, something in blank in the background. Because when we hit issue number 4, I didn't want it to disappear. I think it needs to be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you have 20 followers so far, which is actually really cool. When can we expect you to possibly launch? I thought I saw you mention soon.
Yeah, April 13th. So this coming Monday is actually going to be the launch date. So that's exciting. And the reason why I'm excited for it is I know that the last issue that we did, we also released in April, and it was successful. And I'd like to continue that going on forward. I mean, if we can speed up production and get one every 6 months,
Hey,
It'd be
You
nice.
know, it'd be nice.
It would be nice if we could generate the interest and of course the funds to keep everything, all the pieces rolling. Because right now, making comics is expensive, and I'm taking just as much of a chance as anybody with Kickstarter, because I paid for it up front. I use a credit card. I'm paying interest on it, so I am thinking it's worth obviously already more than what I have instilled into it. You know what I mean? And so I
Yeah.
think it's got, like I said, it's got roots. It's got for people.
It's got
Yeah.
mm.
That's Borg speak for like all the good stuff.
All right. All right. So you have Cerber.
Yeah.
I know in your back pocket you have Belial,
Mhm.
but you also have these books called The Hallowing and The Treatment.
Yeah.
Obviously, just looking at the cover of both of those and knowing what Cerber is and knowing Belial is a comedy, not necessarily horror, but there's horror aspects to it at times.
Yeah.
What is it about this creepy realm that entices you so much?
I think growing up, I of course liked the X-Men, and I liked Batman, Superman, that kind of stuff. But I also gravitated towards the Evil Ernie, the Ghost Rider,
Mm.
those type of things. So, um, and in a way, turning something that is scary, is a horror element, and showing people that are dealing with that kind of stuff, dealing with their demons, so to speak, and turning it into other people that are literally dealing with demons. And then each person that's involved has their own grounded issues, but each one overcomes. It was just the arena that I'm comfortable in, and a way to express it without dealing with a lot of the backlash that people get, that is out there, even in a climate now. I mean, um, not to get too far into it, but I mean, demons and cryptids and stuff like that, people are going to make it what they want it to be. It doesn't have to deal necessarily with racial issues and stuff like that. People are going to say, oh, just based on the character, I feel that this character is this. And I think everybody deserves the right to be able to identify with characters in comics and shouldn't have to struggle for representation. Um, but in that as well, you and I and other fans of Cerber know Jim is a black male. And we also have Siobhan, who is Irish. You've got, um, just different elements that I'd like to keep that representation alive, even as myself, a white dude. Like, I think it's important, and I want to be part of the people that are working on taking a step forward and not maintaining that back step.
Okay. So I'm assuming then we can expect more horror themed books from you in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I've already got the third book in the Hollowed universe called The Severing, that I actually have completed making the story Bible for, to make sure that everything's consistent. And I will be also working on that on the sidelines. But
Wow.
for the time being, with me picking up the reins back with like Cerber, I really am trying. I wrote 2 books over the last year. Now it's time for me to get behind the driver's wheel and just step on the gas a little bit and get this creative wheel rolling, because I miss it. I do.
So how are you juggling writing, your inking jobs, and then working at just a regular 9 to 5 plus dealing with family life? How do you juggle all these things?
If I have comic book stuff I want to work on, I'll wake up early versus staying up late. I will create the time. That way, if anybody needs to sacrifice the time for my creativity, it's going to be me. My family is really important for me, and so is providing for the family in the best way that I can. So I seek out the opportunities for me to carve out time to make things work.
Yeah.
So like even being on today, I showed up to work early this morning so I could get off early, so I could spend the time to be here with you guys and still have time. Like before this, I went and played a couple rounds of Trouble with my daughter. So we played some board
Aw.
games before here. So, it's all the things that are important.
That's one thing I do notice. with you, and you're actually very open about not everything in your life, but you are very open with bringing your family into your world. And I know that I don't know if you, I haven't seen you recently do this, but you used to do this a lot where you would do online games and you would stream it and allow just anybody to join in.
Yeah.
What was the thought process on doing that? Just you want to just expand what you were doing and let people into your world, or like why were you letting just everybody in?
I just think people need more connectivity,
Yeah.
more things that we do with people. I think the veil of social media has kind of gotten in the way of actual human interaction, and I'd like to, nurture that in people. And I try to keep myself open to all of that. And I bring like my oldest son and, play games with him, and I'll bring him on a live, and we'll go live with just anybody to play any like the Jackbox trivia games and stuff like that. I just think it's a time you can kind of get away from life and the world, and why not have just a time to enjoy something. And whether people play it with their families, I do have a family that comes back and plays regularly with the Jackbox games, which is really cool and something they've gotten to look forward to. So if that can be something that's outside of my circle, that includes somebody else that gets them to do things with their family, that is cool with me.
So when's the next Jackbox game going?
I could probably do one this weekend, probably on Saturday.
Okay.
Usually it's around 8:00 p.m. Pacific because the days are full. But
Yeah.
when we start kind of chilling out, then I hop on and play some games.
Okay, I will be on the lookout for that. I did enjoy those couple of times I joined in, especially that one time when you were like, "Is that Kyron?" I don't know if that's
Yeah.
Kyron.
Yeah, it's always like the mythical creature that shows up. Like I'm like, hold the phone, everybody. We got to pause the game for just a second.
Yeah, that says that's Jim. There's no way that's Jim.
Yeah, that was funny.
Wait, who? Borg? What? No. I love messing with you, dude. You know you're my boy. All right, so we got Cerber. We have new treatments and Hollowverse coming out. I'm gonna ask you the big question: what's going on with Belial?
Belial, right now I do have the fourth issue, which is a double issue. It is completely scripted. It is ready to be penciled. But I like to try to work up front, and I try to work with integrity and make sure people are getting paid for the work that they're doing. So hopefully with some of the success from Cerber, I'll be able to springboard that issue, that arc closing issue for Belial, and close some of the story gaps, as well as bring a sense of closure for that character. And then I reserve the option to continue building in that universe, or if whichever one gets gassed up is the one that's going to keep going.
Okay, because I mean it's been 3 years at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
I think 2 or 3 years. I would love to see how that ends. Just seeing Belial and his progression and his journey has been fun, and I know just from our conversations, I know of the issues that you're talking about, what's caused delays, but I love the idea that you still have pressed forward on it and continue to strive to get this book out, because I know how much you love the book and the series and the characters. So that's just great for me.
Well, for me, Belial was therapy. For a lot of people that know my backstory and the things that I went through, the story of Belial is about Belial, who gave away his power, so to speak, and he has to fight to reclaim what was rightfully his. So it's almost ironic that I faced the trials that I did regarding reaching issue 4 to the point where I'm more or less figuratively or literally speaking, I'm having to reclaim my own throne to get Belial out there.
I like that.
Even though that fight is still there, it is going to happen. And I might look a little worse for wear over the years from having done it, but it's worth every punch along the way. It really is.
Okay. All right. Well, this is normally the time where Danny would say it's time for quick takes. I guess Danny's not going to be a part of this today. I don't know, but he did give me the quick takes he was going to do, so I'm going to run it for him, and I am ready. So we're going to start that right now.
Quick takes.
All right. So for anyone that's not familiar with Quick Takes is a rapid fire Q&A session where Danny usually does a deep dive into our guests' social media to find 5 questions to ask. We're going to give you, or I will give you 45 seconds to answer each of these questions. I do remind you, I did not write these questions. Danny wrote and sent it to me. So I have no idea what some of these might mean. Some of them I do, I think I do, but we're going to start off with question number 1. And he just put zombie philosophy. What does zombie philosophy mean for you?
Zombie philosophy?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a really good show. um, Zombie philosophy.
Yeah, I had no idea what that. I know what iZombie is. I know
Yeah.
it was a show, like you said, and it was also a comic book. It started as a comic book, and then they turned it into a show.
Maybe that, like, even though you might feel, worse for wear, dead inside sometimes, still alive, still push forward, and you can still find ways to make a meaningful existence out of something that could have been and has potential to be horribly devastating, and just maintaining, even though you need good friends along the way to kind of help recenter you.
Okay, I'll take it. I have no idea, so we're gonna say that's exactly what he meant. I'm trying to look through like your posts, and there was something you posted about iZombie.
Man, that had to be like a long time ago.
2024 logic dictates that if you withhold data, you have reason to hide it.
Oh, okay.
Is that?
Yeah. So
yeah. What?
Okay, can you say it one more time?
Oh, are you freaking kidding me? All right,
Is he here?
Ask him. Danny.
Hey.
Danny Jude. What does zombie philosophy mean?
Oh, yeah, so it's time for my favorite part of the show, quick takes.
Just answer the question.
Hi, zombie. So I was looking through your photos, and there was a quote from iZombie that said something like,
is it logic dictates that if you withhold data,
if
you
you
have reason to hide it?
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
I found it. All right, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah. So explain what that means for us there, Shaun.
All right.
We already did the question. No.
I was gonna say I answered it.
Oh, you did?
It wasn't in the way that you were meaning. So I forgot that I did that. Was like 2 years ago, that post. So I forgot all about that. But yeah, if you're not upright and being able to live, 10 toes on the ground and be forward with all of the information, then you obviously feel like you have something to hide. So why not just come out, live face forward, and be open with what you are and who you are and what you do.
There we go. I like it. All right, go ahead, Kyron.
Oh, you want me to actually say it too?
Yeah, no, go to the next question. Go ahead.
Question number 2: collaboration pros and cons.
Pros and cons of collaboration. Now that's
that's not what he said. He said collaboration pros and cons. See?
Yes, the pros and cons of collaboration. Yes.
All right. Collaboration, springboarding ideas. It makes world building oftentimes a lot easier. You find amazing talent with people that you care about and want to see rise either with you or before you, and you can help support them in a way that is meaningful, that they can support you back. The hard part is that sometimes you can misread the initial drive of some people, or maybe some things happen in people's lives that steal that drive from them, and you find it and you try to push and bring them, and sometimes it just doesn't work and it'll break your heart. But that happens sometimes. You got to be real about it, though.
Yeah, collaborating can be tough, especially when people don't show up on time for things they're supposed to be on. So I understand. Question three. Is this Audrey too?
Yes.
Question number 3. In 45 seconds, I think you're a fan of Little Shop of Horrors, just like I am.
Sure.
Is Audrey 2
I am
a
too.
cryptid? Oh, you are? You love Little Shop of
Yeah,
Horrors?
yeah.
It's one of my favorite musicals of all time.
Is
Would you
Have you seen it
consider?
live?
I have not. I wish I could go see it live for sure. But I know the music. I know the film by heart.
did you
Um,
used to watch the cartoon though?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Would you consider Audrey 2 a cryptid? If so, why?
I would definitely consider Audrey 2 a cryptid. More or less, they are self-aware. They are more or less a monster in their own right. Actually, they're an alien, but aliens are considered cryptids. So, you know, in one and the other, in fact. So, spoiler alert, in issue number 4 of I Drive for Cerber, there may be an alien there. So, but yes, aliens are cryptids. Therefore, Audrey 2 being an alien is a cryptid. Added bonus layer, they eat people. And a lot of these cryptids are scary. But just like in Cerber, they have a lot of personality. So they would fit right in the Cerber universe.
I'm gonna have to watch Little Shop of Horrors now. Um, okay,
Yeah, is this alien that pops up in issue 4 by chance a cow?
No,
Okay, thank God,
no,
because I'm tired of drawing cows.
it should be a horse.
the cows and horses.
I hate both of y'all.
Man,
Uh,
that board game's gonna come out though.
a cow horse hybrid.
Is it really? Wait. Is it really? Still?
I've been in contact with Pizzata Games for that Earth Cows of Mass Destruction board game that you did the artwork for. I did artwork for, and
I
they
thought it was.
went through some things, had to relocate, and so now they're getting their feet back on themselves and they're going to be doing a Kickstarter for that as well. I just don't know when, but they are going to be doing that.
I thought it was dead. So
No,
glad
it's
to
not
hear it.
dead, man. It's not
I
dead.
remember hearing about that a while ago. So
It's been a hot minute.
yeah, okay, that's awesome. Question number 4. This is the OnlyFans one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Question number 4. So if all the cryptids had an OnlyFans or only cryptids, as we call it, whose page would you subscribe to and why?
God, that is so. Wait, that is so not what I thought that was gonna be when I saw that on the
Oh,
list.
I don't know if you're aware, but Mothman's got cake.
hey,
Oh snap!
there you go.
So
There you go.
that's all there is to it. Like if you go and you look at the statue, look it up sometime. Honestly, there's a whole thing about Mothman's cake. Like it's a whole thing. You know, they got T-shirts and merch and everything.
Hey, I love it.
And
I'm going for Bigfoot myself.
yeah,
Damn,
Yeah, I'm going for Bigfoot.
that is some
Did you
cake.
Google it?
Kyron's already
Did you
pulled,
Google it?
Kyron's
No.
already pulled Mothman cake.
I hope you went to your private browser.
That is some nice cake too. Mm.
Terrible. Terrible.
I'll show it
okay.
after question 5.
Okay. Question 5. We always have to do a top 5 list
Damn,
for
that's some
question
juicy
5.
cake too. It's all
And
nice
terrible.
and round.
Terrible. I should have asked that question. So I know you're a lover of music, like we all are. I want to know. This might be tough, but I want to know who are your top 5 bands of all time.
Oh, top 5 bands of all time.
All time. Yep.
Okay. I got to give a shout out to Michael Jackson because I
Okay.
used to
Wait.
when I
Jackson
lived
5.
Are we saying the Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson's? That's
Michael Jackson.
But
Michael
are
Jackson,
we
just
considering
because
that a band?
was a core for me. And then real big fan of Green Day.
Okay.
Green
Day's huge. Yeah.
And I like Sister Hazel. So I know I'm pulling from different genres for each one of these bands. We got Sister Hazel. And then who else would I say? I need 2 more in 6
You got 5
seconds.
seconds.
Why did MC Hammer and Boys to Men?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. See, you went different. You went a different way than I thought you were gonna go. I like that.
Listen, growing up, those were the foundational music. That was the foundational music for my appreciation as I was growing. Everything kind of stemmed out from there.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Hammer time. Okay. Well,
I used to watch that cartoon too with his little talking shoes.
oh yeah. That's classic.
I remember the cartoon, but it was not that good.
No,
It was better than the New Kids on the
definitely
Block
wasn't great.
cartoon.
It was better than New Kids on the Block cartoon. You're right on that.
I love it. Well, thank you for doing that for us. How many days do we got until 5-Star Comic Con, Kyron?
God, I hate you
I
so
don't
much.
have my computer to do the things that I normally do.
73 days, 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 20 seconds.
We will be at 5-Star Comic Con. Shout out to Tony Clapper and the 5-Star fam. We hope to see everybody there. Thanks for doing that. Back to you, Kyron.
All right, I'm gonna show y'all some Mothman cake. Y'all ready? These are
Yeah.
big, round, and juicy.
I actually do want to see this.
Look at those big, round, juicy cakes right there.
Delicious.
That's funny.
Damn,
Delectable cakes.
Yes.
That's it. Bro.
That is look, you can see I actually you can see that's why I typed in Mothman cake and that's exactly what popped up.
Why is the one on the bottom? Why does the bottom Mothman look like a Furby?
Oh, this one, like this one right here.
No, there was
this
two
one.
over from that, but all good.
I don't know.
It was there. It was there somewhere.
Okay,
it's okay.
All right, Shaun, thank you for being a part of the show. You're always welcome to come back. But we do want to make sure everybody keeps up with you and follows up with your work in the future. So where's the best places online to do that?
Look, you can find me as Shaun Barbour, just like my name's spelled, on Facebook. I am at Instinct Comics on Instagram, and I am Instinct on TikTok, and you'll find me there. And I'm trying to hang with the best of them, guys.
All right. Danny, Jude, Quick, thank you for being on for 5 minutes.
7 minutes.
He came on for the part that was his, for the Danny's quick takes.
Seriously. He's like, we're doing quick takes. Let me come back on.
Hey, I can at least show up for that part. But yes, if you want to find me,
we're tingling.
Yeah, exactly.
fourthwallpros.com and at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at tourscomics.com. I am on all social media platforms at tourscomics. And this is the first time you've checked out our podcast, you can go to our website, fourtailspodcast.com. You can listen to our previous episodes, purchase merchandise, support us that way, buy a coffee, all those good things. And maybe you can watch the video of Danny showing us his room. It's lovely.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice. Join us though Friday in 2 days. Join us Friday. We'll be back our regular bat time, normal bat channel, where we are going to have Calvin Harris, aka Papa Bear, on the show to talk about his book. Until then, though, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Yeah. It's your boy Danny J. Quick, and I'm here with Kyron Silva. And we want to thank you.
Music provided by my brother, Quicks Made It. Find him online in YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.